Hi there, Clocking the Gallop, folks. Welcome to our preview of racing today. It's a Sunday and it's beautiful weather in Joburg. We're expecting a maximum of 32 degrees centigrade out at Turffontein today. It's the 22nd of January. We're less than a week to go to the Cape Town Met. I've got Lyle Cooper with me to preview the 8 races at Turffontein today. And both of us are working, Lyle, on this Sunday.
Yeah, that's nice. Yeah, I believe you're commentating and I'm downstairs.
So we're looking forward to analysing the races for the public out there. But just before we do that, the point that we have to bring up first is promoting our Clocking the Gallop direct line, which is still going strong after quite a few editions of this, and in fact gaining popularity, if anything. This is something that we started quite some time back, which is a collaborative effort from the Clocking the Gallop team to tip to the public, but it comes at a price. Because it is a hell of a lot of information that you'll get for the 4 race meetings that we're covering from Friday next week, or this coming week, the 27th of January, through until next Monday, the 30th of January. So 4 race meetings will cost you 250 Rand. You get a full sheet giving you selections, giving you assessments of the runners, giving you difficulty indexes with regard to each race, which races we think you should play versus which races we think you should leave, and so forth. It costs you just over 60 Rand a race meeting. That's what it works out to. And if you're interested, you can deposit your money now into our Clocking the Gallop First National Bank current account. The number is 629055283221. The branch code is 250655. And once you do your deposit, on your reference, use your surname and your mobile number as the reference. You can also send us that proof to either our email address, clockingthegallop1word@gmail.com, or WhatsApp it through to us on 079 390 5747. Just before we start on today's racing, Lyle, the Met draw took place on Wednesday. I think very soon afterwards, the card was released. And so everyone will be furiously studying the card for the 12 races on the day. Lots of carryovers to boot. So extra incentive for people to join up with the direct line because there's quite a lot of money to be won.
Yeah, it's going to be a big one. The Met, and really looking forward to it. You and I have already chatted about it, but we'll chat in depth about the race later. Haven't studied the full card yet, but we've got our strong opinions already.
We do have strong opinions, especially on the main race. I noted, I must say, with complete and utter amazement, and I'll be forthright with this, that Make It Snappy is now favourite to win.
Yeah, amazing.
Anyway, we've got our own take on it, but we will bring you further news on that on the Clocking the Gallop direct line. Make sure that you join up before Friday. You've got until Friday midday coming up in the next week. Right, let's get on with today's action. I'll bring up the betting shortly, but the track condition is posted up good. Penetrometer 22. There's been absolutely no rainfall, no sign of rain actually in the last week now. And we're looking forward to another hot day, but some interesting racing today. What was your take on the whole card, Lyle?
I like the card, Nico. I didn't find it easy as far as bankers were concerned, but I like the card. There's some classy horses running, and I think we can find some nice value.
Okay, we're going to go to the betting shortly. I'm just struggling to pull it up at the moment, but let's go to the first race of the day, which is a maiden plate for fillies and mares. It's run up the straight, and it is over 1,160 meters. There is a late scratching number 5, the newcomer, Delightful Angel. She won't run in the first of the day. Let's speak to Lyle, find out what he likes while I still battle with that betting. What do you fancy?
Well, I saw the betting had the 7 originally as a favourite, Heart of Eternity. So certainly I'm going to find value around here. I thought the 8, Radu, the daughter of Rabada, would be my first selection. Was short head behind Titicaca Pearl on that debut run, but that was, of course, her debut run, and she's 1 kilogram better off with Sianda Sosibo taking it off. So for me, at 11-2, that was the value. And Sean Terry did say we'll have a chance. Number 4 itself, the horse has beaten both 7 and 8, Nico, and was sitting at 13-2, about the 4th or 5th favourite. So there's got to be some value there on that horse. Tabelo Matsunyani for Erica Verdenise. And since the blinkers have gone on, the falls showed a bit of improvement. And then number 1, Gregorious Girl. Adam Azzi saying if jumping will be competitive. Got some nice form, just mustn't jump slowly. And then number 7, Heart of Eternity, of course. So looking for the value there, 8, 4, 1, and 7 in that order. There we go. Thank you for that. There we go. 3-1. So yeah, punters are thinking like me. This horse was 11-2 when it opened. The 4 horse 8-1. That's nice value for a place. And then the 1 at 7-2, and the 7 horse is at 33-10. So probably slightly better betting, but 8-4-1-7 for me. Nico, what did you think?
So Radu was at 5-1. When was that? Was that when you took over?
11-2.
Oh, 11
I did
to
the
2.
betting on. Sure, what's today? So I know what day of the week it is because we've had so much racing. Today's Sunday.
Yeah.
So I probably did this on Friday.
Right.
11-2.
Okay, so
No.
for that, I think that's related, if I'm not too mistaken, to MK's Pride. I think it's the half
It
sister.
is, yes.
To
Half sister to MK's Pride, correct. Yeah.
Radu. Yeah, interesting. All the money is for that. Shortens even further into 3-1. I found this a little bit trappy when I looked at it. As Michael and Adam, as he thinking that Gregarious Gal, it depends what happens at that gate. I think she's a lot better than that last run behind Splendid Season. I'm expecting her to run better, and I see that there has been a bit of support for her from 9-2 into 7-2. There is just one extra horse I wanted to add into the mix here, and it's the match at runner number 10, Shiny Silver. I noticed her with interest on debut, and I remember saying at the time that I'd like to have a look at the replay again, and I didn't, but I did overnight. Last night, or in fact the night before, when I started studying this card. And I think this horse is a lot better than that last run. So for me, the value in the race lies with number 10, Shiny Silver. I'm expecting a much better run from this today. And I'd throw it into a bet. I'm not saying obviously it'll win. It could well win. It's only its second run. But I definitely not exclude it with the rest that you've mentioned.
Okay. So the two values, definitely the 4 and the 10. And I think a lot depends on how number 1 jumps out the gates.
Yeah, correct. That's a perfect assessment, because number 1, if it jumps on terms, it could be the one to beat there. So that's the first of the day, which is the opening leg of the bipod. Let's go to the second. Start of the PA at 13.25. By the way, Lyle and I have worked out a place accumulator for you. We've taken both our numbers and chucked them into our Take a Bet offering for today, which you'll find a bit later on all our social media platforms. Race 2. Here you can scratch number 5, Can't Fool Me, is scratched, and number 7, Tree Fairy, no blinkers. Well, all the money here has been for Cape Lights. Well, we've been bitten twice as favourite by Cape Lights. From 14-10 is into 7-10, so half the odds that it was. There's been no support for anything else. Should this win today? Is it her time?
Yeah, I really think it is. For me, it's a straight match race between the two, Cape Lights and the 10, Follow the Flow. And I'm quite strong in Cape Light's form here. We got that form line in race 1, that intoxicating form line in race 1 with Gregarious Gal. So, and Gregarious Gal was quite well beaten by Cape Lights. So if Gregarious Gal runs well, then I think Cape Lights, it could be the banker on the card. But I do respect number 10, Follow the Flow. I thought everything else would have to improve, to be honest.
Yeah, and I believe that 10, Follow the Flow, ran significantly better last time out. Of course, she's partly owned by the CEO for Racing, Fundi Zitebe, who was devastated after her debut run. But you remember her debut run was in a feature race with the likes of Feather Bell and so forth. Mike really threw her in at the deep end, but she showed good improvement last time out. I am expecting her to do better over a mile and even 2,000 meters this filly. And I think that she could show any amount of improvement. You cannot actually take it as literal, the 2 3/4 length defeat by October Fair. I think she's better than that. So I think if there is value to be had, it probably isn't Follow the Flow at 7.5 to 1, because I think she's generously priced there because of all the support for Cape Lights. Cape Lights, the horse to beat. Follow the Flow. And the third horse I put into the mix, there was a horse called Spirit Princess, who's also 15-2, because she ran a much better race last time out. I think she is a better horse than even that suggested. So I think that those are 3 numbers there. I don't think there's too much.
I'll tell you. The reason I made it the match race is because of Adam's comments about number 3. He said minor money, so it didn't seem too confident.
But then Adam also said that Be in My Bonnet wasn't a good thing last time when we labelled it.
Correct.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Okay, we listen to trainers' comments, but sometimes we beg to differ. Okay, let's move on
Yeah.
to the third race of the day, which is the opening leg of the pick six, which is a maiden plate run over 1,600 meters rather, and it runs at 2 o'clock. Changes in the third race, you can scratch Circus Lights as a non-runner. Unfortunately, Circus Lights has got colic. And I think that's the only change in the third race. I can't see much else going on there. Well, here again, big support for National Star. This one opened up at 12 to 10, has come into 7 to 10, and comes in with no weight on her back. She comes in with just 53.5. Now, last time out, she came back to run a sprint after she'd been contesting further trips, and that was just the pipe opener, but she was slow away, Lyle. Now,
plenty slow.
This is a negative on her profile, her being slow away. Now, obviously, 60 is a lot further than 1160, but look, I think she's another one that's been beaten favored a few times. Can't really rely on her, although in the PA, I think you might get away with the banker.
Yeah, I agree. She's going to win one day, and maybe this is the day, particularly with the 53.5 kilograms on her back. Very nice low weight here. Drawn 3, very consistent. It is her second run after rest, and as you say, she was slow last time, and she's having her 10th run. So those are the negatives. But on a positive note, on paper, she cannot lose. I mean, look at the climate control, Maharani, Shoemaker. I mean, for goodness sake, we should beat this field by 7.
Yes.
But if she does cut her lines, I thought Broadway would be the obvious danger, and number 1, Spring will come. So I went 10, 8, 2, and 1, but I agree with you. In the PA, we can bank it to 10. Maybe in the pick 6, we go 10, 1, and 2. What did you think?
It's hard to say because, as you quite rightly said, she is a filly that, if you take into account her distance form, has run to Shoemaker and climate control. She's rated 78. You know, the other horses are rated, I mean, her net rating is 68, and she's receiving huge lumps of weight from her 2 major dangers, Broadway and Spring will come. So, I can't see her losing on paper.
No, she can't.
She should win. That she will not find an easier opportunity to win. So you have to back her and say she's the right horse. But I'm worried about that ground that she lost last time out.
Yeah. Well, it was actually still a good run, despite the 3 lengths.
Yeah.
She's good. She just has to win.
Yeah. Yeah, we backed her before. In fact, we tipped her very strongly to go close to Shoemaker that day, if you remember.
Yes, I do.
She was in receipt of 6 kilos, and she did. She got awfully close to it, but Shoemaker was just far too good on the day.
Well, there's no Shoemaker here, and she's got a lighter weight. So, I mean, come on. She's got to get it right today.
Yeah, the form does definitely point to. And I think the professional the professional odds-on take is not that we're odds-on merchants. But people look for odds-on. They look at the card. They open the card, Lyle. They see horses in the red, and that's their bet for the day. It's doubles, trebles on every odds-on that's running. And as we know, you know the stats. What percentage of favorites win?
31%.
30 to 33% is the actual answer, but 31 would be a great guess or a great assessment of it. The point is that if one of the 3 lose, if one of the 3, the stats say 2 of the 3 will lose.
Correct.
Over time. The stats say 2 of the 3 will lose, but if one of the 3 loses, you're on the back foot anyway. I think you'll come out square. It depends on the prices, obviously, but it's
to be fair, the stats on favourites, not on odds-on favourites, but I would still say odds-on favourites are probably 50%, give or take, I guess. Yeah.
Okay, so the professional odds takers will be taking the doubles and will be taking all of those in. So we hope for them that both of those arrive. I'm not as clear-cut that both of them will arrive. Race 4 is due for 20 to 3. It's a graduation place, and it's run over 1,400 meters. In race 4, there are 2 scratchings. Number 2, Rain or Shine, is now out, and so to number 7, Bowl First. So those 2 are scratched, and then no blinkers, and quite rightly so for number 3, Unzen, who just did not settle with the blinkers when it ran in the Dingons last time out, and they've taken the blinkers off. Let's start off with him because he's been gelded after the Dingons. First run back as a gelding. Caden Brewer's back on. He was aboard it when it flew up to beat Turffontein quite comfortably at Turffontein. And that is the 2-1 favorite ahead of Raffles and Golden Prospect, who both at 28-10. These three are probably the class horses in the race.
Agreed. These three should fight out the race, but I've got them in a different order here. I think Raffles is the horse to beat you. Muzi's jumped ship from Unzen onto Raffles, or Unzen, how do you pronounce it? The son of time thief, Raffles. Roy Magna, also nicely weighted, and is 3.5 kilograms out with number 3. But go back to that race when he did run behind Unzen. He was drawn 9 of 13. The weight's the same, but he finished faster. He was coming from nowhere. That second behind Star Coin is a good one. The third behind Feather Boa. He's got Muzieni aboard. I know he's not drawn well, but for me, Raffles is the horse to beat. And then this Golden Prospect, some nice form here. I mean, that run behind Cousin Casey was in a grade 1. The other one was a grade 2, and last time out a group 3. I mean, those Cousin Casey form lines have produced 15 winners. So I think this is a strong form line as well. Third one after rest. I'm going 4, 5, 3. I didn't think anything else could win.
Yeah, I think those three are the promising horses in this race. I think you have to look at them very, very carefully. Also, how they go down to the start. Golden Prospect, incidentally, in his latest effort, runs to 103 and still racing off a 96. So it could be, in fact, I think it is a bit better than a 96 on the ratings. So I would say those three to fight it out. I'm not particularly sure in which order. I think with 3 being gelded, anything is possible. Maybe need the run. So I'd probably agree with you. The 4 Raffles would be my top choice. That's probably the right one at 28-10.
Yeah, agreed.
Okay, let's move on to race 5, which is a merit-rated 100 handicap, a sprint, 1,000 meters. Number 2, Quantum King. Adjust your update on the equipment. Wears pacifiers. I don't know if it's ever worn pacifiers before, but it'll wear the pacifiers today. Number 2, Quantum King. And that's the only change over there. Right, let's go to the betting. Betting suggests Anfield's Rocket, the horse to beat. He's back to a sprint, and he is at 16-10 favorite. After that, you've got Sheldon at 33-10, and you've got Retallick at 7.5-1. Let's start off with Anfield's Rocket. Back to his sprinting trip. He's won very nicely with over these distances, but Raymond Danielson hops aboard him for the first time. A change of rider.
Yeah, I mean that win, that Group 3 win was amazing. Beating horses like Union Square, just to mention a few. Very good form. Last time out, drawn 13 of 50 against the mighty Charles Dickens. This is a very talented individual, and I would not be surprised to see him winning. He is going down to 1,000 meters. I'm going to take him on, Nico, and I'm hoping you agree with me here. Number 8, Moringa, at 14-1. Marco van Rensburg for Roy Magna. Now, Sheldon is trading at 33-10. Moringa's at 14-1. On the run, 3 runs back, Moringa was beaten under half a length behind Sheldon, who's 3 kilograms better off. The next run was a length behind Sheldon, 3.5 kilograms better off. And then last time out, fairly well beaten by Sheldon. But at weights here, loves the course and distance, Moringa. I think this is actually going to be my first selection at 14-1. From Sheldon, and then Anfield's Rocket.
Yeah, it's a very interesting race. You know, that I went back and looked at that Flower Bomb race because 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of today's 9 horses come out of the Flower Bomb form line. And I went to have a look at it. My thinking coming out of that was probably Sheldon on that run.
Yeah. Correct.
Like you say, Moringa on the 2 runs prior to that has Sheldon at the weights, and there's a huge price about Moringa at 14-1. Marco van Rensburg, incidentally, rides this for the very first time. So quite a few imponderables over here. I think Anfield's, I'm quite surprised actually that it's that price, Anfield's Rocket. I can't believe it's 16-10. You know, I think it should be favored, but I don't think it should be 16-10. I wouldn't be rushing out to back that at all. No. So I thought that Sheldon had a chance. Like you, I thought Moringa had a chance. And I'm not going to leave out Retallick. Who's a front runner, very strong.
They've always rated him. Always rated him.
Yeah, I think
he is held by Sheldon, and that's why I ended up where I was. Well, and just to mention,
I was just saying he's a strong front runner, Retallick.
Yes, he's talented. Yeah, agreed, Nico. And Constable.
And what about Mercantile? I mean, what about Mercantile with just 55.5 kilos?
Okay, I looked into Mercantile. On the Chivana form, he was 1.25 lengths behind Sheldon and two off, two worse. And
Yeah,
on Anfield Rocket, he's 2 kilograms better off for 5.5 lengths over 14. So theoretically, he's
yeah,
held by both 6 and 7. Whereas we didn't mention number 5 yet. Number 3, Constable, I had to mention. I mean,
yes.
any horse who runs third, 4.5 lengths behind my little Big Burn is a good horse. So
Mm.
I would not be leaving this horse out either.
Yeah, this is a tough race.
Right.
This is a
Yeah.
tough race. And quite rightly, when we talk about Constable, let me just tell you that in his penultimate run behind Tyconaut, he actually runs to 105 there. And in his last run to Big Burn, he runs to 107.
That was a good run, mate.
So he's not out of it, Constable, on his best form. And he's drawn on the right side of the track at 9. So Constable, Mercantile, Retallick, and Phil's Rocket, this does extend to a little bit. Even a horse like Quantum King, if I look back at Quantum King's form, bear in mind his last 2 runs have been well below par. They put it the pacifiers on Keegan DeMello, hops back aboard. I mean, he's another very fast horse that could pop up. I mean, this might well be the field race today.
Oh, that's why I'm going for Moringa, because at 14-1, I think there are quite a few chances.
Okay, so race 5 looks like it could be a field race. Please go as wide as possible there. Don't get caught out. Let's go to race 6. The listed Swallow Stakes over 1,160 meters. Number 2, Maharani has a set of earmuffs on for the very first time. So note that, earmuffs on Maharani in race number 6. Well, top of the boards here, Sweet Pepper. They put the blinkers on for the first time. They're at 9-4. You've then got 9-2, Maharani and Flower Bomb. 5-1, Southern Skies. And 6-1, Kiss Me Captain. 8-1, Miss Daisy. Talk to us about this race, the 3-year-old fillies race.
Nice race, this one, Nico. I've ended up going with number 3, Miss Daisy at 8-1. Again, I'm just trying to find value here. She can run. Ryan Munger for Billy Laters. If you go all the way back, second from the top there, she was half a length behind Sweet Pepper. She's 2 kilograms better off. The run when she beat Feather Boa, she's got Give Me a Shot, none other, Aurari Gold behind her. The last run behind Give Me a Shot, first and second have won. She's good, this Miss Daisy, and she's always ignored. So 8-1, she's my first selection. Number 1, Sweet Pepper. With as good a form as she's got, when Sean Terry says she's been disappointing, you must know what she shows at home. So blinkers are on. Sweet Pepper, massive runner. And I do respect Flower Bomb. Her form lines are very strong. And number 6, Kiss Me Captain. So good race. I went 3, 1, 5, and 6. I thought those 4 all had very strong form.
Yeah, and talk about Flower Bomb. That last one I was ultra impressed with. She came from off the gallop and she won going away. We spoke about the race earlier in the previous race. And you know, if she's going to run in this listed race and acquit herself well, then that form line will hold up in the previous race, which is why I referred to it. I like the way she switched off and ran on. And I think she's a lurker here, Flower Bomb. There's a bit of support into 9-2. I like the fact they put blinkers on Sweet Pepper, because if you go 2 runs back, Sweet Pepper was badly hampered, couldn't find a way through behind Alula Star. And I gave her an excuse. You made an excuse for horses there. The next time she ran, she did not run on. It was ultra disappointing.
Disappointing.
It was very disappointing. So now, with the blinkers on, I think it could turn out to be a better horse. So I think you're right. Sweet Pepper, Miss Daisy, and Flower Bomb. I think those 3, the winner will come from one of those. Southern Skies, let's quickly talk about her. I think her merit rating may just be a touch too high. I mean, granted, she won her first race by 7 3/4 lengths, but she was given a 98 for that run.
That's hard. And it was a very good run behind Dice last time. But she's really knocking some group form here. This is a talented race.
Yes. Okay. Okay, so Southern Skies as well, maybe the lurker there, or the horse that could pop up. But I think I'm restricting it to Sweet Pepper, Miss Daisy, Flower Bomb, in race number 6. Race 7, the Grade 3C Cottage Stakes over 1,800 meters. It doesn't look like we've got any changes in race 7. I'm just updating them now. So race 7 appears all clear as carded. Down at the bottom, the 2 fillies are the horses to beat here, according to them, the bookmakers, that is. Bonete, number 10, is at 17-10. None other, number 9, is at 22-10. And the best of the horses, the male horses, are Billy Bowlegs and Pragmatist, both at 6-1. On to the 2 fillies now, down at the bottom. Bonete and None Other, both owned by Mary Slacks, Volkerbos but trained by different trainers, Mike de Kock and Lucky Houdelakis. How did you see these 2 shaping up against each other?
Well, I like None Other here, Nico. This daughter of Flower Alley, Samanga Kamalo, those last 4 runs have been really classy. The 3rd behind Captain Peg, that 5th behind Miss Daisy, and then that 2nd behind Emirate Gina was a fantastic effort. And then Sister Light last time. So even though she did beat Bonetta in that Emirate Gina form line, she did have a better draw. But I think this trip is going to be ideal. I think she's a horse on the up, beautifully bred, weighted, and she's weighted to win, which I must stress that point, by the way. So None Other from Bonetta, very nice form as well. Plenty more to come from Bonetta. Her saddle did slip on that Emirate Gina form line. And then the boys, 1, 2, and 3. So 9, 10, 1, 2, 3.
So you're tipping None Other ahead of Bonete as the better priced horse over here. Just from my take, I just want to touch on Billy Bowlegs, because as you well know, we labeled this last time out on our show. We snapped up the 6s and 11-2, and I see everyone else got on, and it shortened into 28-10. I thought, if you, strictly speaking, and I know they ran in different races, they ran on the same day over the same distance, Billy Bowlegs and None Other. The times were quite in favor of Billy Bowlegs by about 1.5 seconds, which is a long distance. But Billy Bowlegs has gone up 2 from that, and None Other has gone down a half. All I'm saying is that if you take it on times over the 1800 at the Bath Classic track, it does bring Billy Bowlegs into it. I'm liking 1, 9, and 10 in that race. And I think the winner will come from one of them.
I agree. And I'm 9, 10, 1. So same, just what wrong way around.
Just the other way around. Okay. On we go to the last race of the day, which is a classified stakes race over 1,800 meters. This runs at 20-5. I can update you now with the fact that number 3 is scratched, Forged by Fire, which, funny enough, I used as a line horse in the race. So Forged by Fire is scratched. Number 7, Black Lightning, will race with a pressure halter. Now, the 7 million rand horse, Celestial City, opened up at even money, has been back into 8.5-10. That is all the rage. They've got 6-1 Duke of Rain, 7-1 the filly or mare now last year, and then 8-1 about number 9, Follow My Path. I think the betting's spot on here. I think that's the right way that they should be priced up. But you fancying a bit of Duke of Rain, are you, at the prices?
Yep, I agree with you that they're priced up the right way. I think Celestial City might not be going to Group 1 level, but he is down in class here, and he's running well. He's got the 60 kilograms. So because of the value, as you said, and the 2 kilograms, I'm going Duke of Rain. I think he's got good enough form here. Merit running down to a 71, goes up to the 1,800 meters, and he too is dropping in class. So I think he's a runner. Number 6 last year, nice win last time. Ryan Munger takes the ride. Can Celestial City give 4.5 kilograms to last year? We will see. So I'm going 2, 6, 1, and then over the page number 9, of course. Follow My Path, the son of Afold.
Yeah, that comes in with just 52 kilos, and 8-1 Follow My Path might be the value in the race down there.
Absolutely.
Carrying just no weight whatsoever. But I think, Celestial City could well go close to winning today. We know what happened last time out. The crop came out and was running onto African Torrent, but like you said, it's not a particularly strong field. It doesn't look the way of Celestial City to go close to winning that last race. But last year, as you mentioned, with the 5 kilo advantage, might prove to be.
She's a five-time winning 6-year-old mare against a 1-time winning 4-year-old colt, and she's getting 4.5. That should make it a good little race.
Absolutely. Agreed with you wholeheartedly. So that is our preview of racing today. It's a nice little card out of Turffontein today. We're expecting to be out there in a 32-degree heat. I hope you're wearing a hat, as I always mention.
I will, Nico.
Are you wearing a bow tie as well today? What are you wearing?
I'm going smart. hat and suit today. I'm going to go smart, yes. It's a
Okay,
big day.
go smart. Okay, yeah, it's a grade 3, is it? Yeah.
Yes.
We've got a grade 3 in a listed race, so there's some nice racing
And
on
of course,
in Turffontein.
and Studio 88, I will always give Lawrence and them a mention because they sponsor the grooms in the big races as well. And it's such a great initiative. Fantastic. And I'm just I help him promote, or not help him, they help us, but promoting it because it's just such a fantastic cause. I mean, the guy, I think he gets 5,000 or 2,500 rand, and the top 5 get money. It's fantastic.
Absolutely, yeah. And he's a huge
So well done to
supporter of the game. We love Lawrence Werners and what he does for racing, and I'm sure he'll be there today.
I'm
I
sure he
think
will.
he's back from his holiday, and he's back into the boardrooms and dealing with his business. So all the best to Lawrence. Yeah, thanks very much on that note. We'll leave it there.
Thank you, Nico.
You will no doubt join me during the week. We're looking forward to our Clocking the Gallop direct line.
Yeah.
So we might have a forerunner to that one of the days before, but we have lots to come this next week. Make sure you pay your 250 Rand and get on board to avoid disappointment. Lyle Cooper, thanks so much, and we'll see you later.
Thank you, Nico.